As you've seen in my previous videos, both birds, mustelids, fish, seals, whales, pretty much every domain in the animal kingdom have some absolute batshit crazy demons among them. But today, we shall take a look into the lizard realm. So here are 8 lizards absolutely cracked out of their minds. First up, we got the frilled lizard. The frilled lizard looks like evolution tried to turn a normal reptile into something that needs its own theme music when entering your vicinity. This reptile spends most of its time climbing trees, looking calm and polite, until it decides to go full-on dinosaur mode on random nearby spectators. When threatened, it spreads that massive neck frill, hisses, and charges forward like it's possessed by the spirit of a T-Rex. And it's not just for show. These things will run straight at you, mouth open, claws ready, regardless of how much bigger you are. They have basically maxed out their intimidation skill while possessing zero hesitation whatsoever. And that neck frill isn't just a fashion statement either. It's made of skin supported by long cartilage spines. And when expanded, it makes the lizard look 2 to 3 times its actual size. And if it looks familiar, that's because it inspired the Dilophosaurus scene in Jurassic Park, the one that spits venom and ruins that fat nerd's night. Spielberg's team basically took a massive Jurassic predator and said, cool, but what if it acted like an Australian lizard on crack? While the movie Dino might not be authentic, the attitude 100% is frilled lizard energy. So yeah, this isn't a calm reptile. It's a land-dwelling jump scare that will pick a fight with anyone just for breathing too loudly. Next up, we got the suspicious-looking chameleon. The chameleon is basically nature's definition of I'll move when I feel like it. Found mostly in Africa and Madagascar, these lizards live their lives in slow motion, looking like they're buffering in real time. But make no mistake, that calm pace hides some serious hardware. For some reason, they also look rather judgmental all the time. They basically have a premium resting face. Their eyes can move independently, meaning they can watch 2 different things at once, like one eye on lunch and the other on danger. And when they finally decide to attack, it's instant regret for whatever's in front of them. Their tongue shoots out at up to 13 miles per hour. That's about 0.07 seconds from start to finish. Their tongue also stretches longer than their own body, and it hits with surgical accuracy. While most lizards run from conflict, the chameleon just changes color to match its mood and stares you down instead. And if something gets too close, they puff up, change colors, and hiss like a broken sprinkler. Third on my list, we have the Gila monster. The Gila monster might look like a lizard built out of leftover Lego pieces, but on this list, it's actually one of the few reptiles you really don't want to mess with. It can be found in the deserts of the southwestern US and northern Mexico. Even though it may be a rather slow, chunky reptile that spends about 90% of its life underground, its bite will prove to be extremely painful. It's basically a venomous introvert. When it does come out, though, it's not looking for trouble. But if trouble finds it, the Gila monster is not one to back down. Although venomous, it doesn't deliver a clean bite like snakes do. It actually chews it in. Once it bites, it locks on and grinds its teeth until the venom seeps into the wound. Pretty much a venomous jigsaw. The only way to make it let go is to wait until it gets bored, and that could take a while, as it's used to staring at a dirt wall all day long. Despite moving slower than your mum, the Gila monster doesn't care. Its venom can cause intense pain, nausea, and a sudden drop in blood pressure. Coyotes, dogs, and even humans have learned this the hard way. The next lizard on the list is a heavy hitter, namely the Komodo dragon. Native to just a few Indonesian islands, this is not only the largest venomous reptile on Earth, but it's also the largest lizard, period. And the closest thing we have to a real-life dinosaur. If lizards had a final boss, I'd imagine it as the Komodo dragon. They grow over 10 feet long, weigh around 150 pounds, and move like they own the place. And they basically do, as they don't have any natural predators at all. Well, other than themselves, as they are known to actually eat each other on a frequent basis. Basically, if you're smaller, you could be a late-night snack for a larger individual. And a Komodo doesn't need to roar or chase, it just walks straight at you. Its mouth is lined with serrated teeth and venom glands that release hemotoxins, which stop blood from clotting, drop blood pressure, and send prey into shock. In other words, One bite is basically a painful, slow death sentence. They can take down massive prey like bulls, but they are best known for simply swallowing things whole, like a starved city seagull. Their hunting strategy is terrifyingly patient. A Komodo will bite once, then follow the victim for hours, waiting for the venom to do the work, and they can smell blood from almost 10 kilometers away. So once bitten, you can't run, nor can you hide. And when you finally collapse, the dragon simply strolls over and casually starts eating you alive. Nothing about this animal cares about boundaries, fear, or mercy. The Komodo dragon is proof that dinosaurs never really left. They just got a little smaller. The fifth lizard for today is the horned lizard. It looks like something out of a post-apocalyptic video game, and it's got one of the weirdest defense systems in the animal kingdom. When threatened, it doesn't just puff up, charge, or run away. It literally shoots blood out of its heckin eye sockets. It squirts from tiny veins near its eyes, straight into the face of predators like coyotes, confusing them long enough for the lizard to make a break for it. Now, for most creatures, it's not really much of a threat, but for ants, it's literally an extinction-level event. It's a calamity-scale boss calmly eating them one by one with no remorse whatsoever. They also flatten themselves against the ground, blending perfectly with sand and rocks. Basically, the reptile version of "I'm invisible if I don't move." Small, spiky, and surprisingly hardcore, the horned lizard doesn't rely on speed or size. It just makes anything that tries to eat it regret ever trying a bite. Next, we have the basilisk. The basilisk lizard is proof that evolution occasionally hits the show-off button. This lizard is literally called the Jesus Christ lizard, and it has earned this nickname not because it's extremely righteous, but because it can literally run on water. When threatened, it doesn't freeze or hide. It just sprints like a goddamn cartoon character across water at up to 12 miles per hour. It can do this by using its big back feet to slap the surface fast enough to stay afloat. Most animals would fall straight through, but the basilisk makes it look easy. And if it were to fail, it can also dive down and stay underwater for up to half an hour, waiting for the danger to pass. Second to last, we got the tegu. The tegu is basically a reptile tank with an anger problem. Native to South America, this lizard can grow over 4 feet long and weighs more than some dogs, and it pretty much acts like it knows it. Tegus are ridiculously smart for reptiles. They can recognize owners, solve puzzles, and even remember routines. But that brain power comes with an ego. Corner one, and it'll hiss, puff up, and whip its tail hard enough to bruise your shins badly. They also have powerful jaws that can crush fruit, eggs, or fingers without much distinction. In some parts of the world, people keep them as pets, which is brave, because a pissed-off tegu will happily tear through gloves, cages, and whatever's unlucky enough to be nearby. At last, we have the green iguana. This is what happens when a lizard decides it's too cool to care. These reptiles spend most of their lives lounging in trees, sunbathing. They look calm, but mess with one, and you'll see the attitude kick in. Like the tegu, green iguanas can whip their tails hard enough to not just bruise, but actually cut skin, and they'll bite or claw if you push your luck. Even predators like hawks and snakes often back off after pissing one of these guys off. But sometimes, when things get too serious, they simply dive out of trees, sometimes from 40 feet up. So sometimes it doesn't just run from danger, it just leaves the conversation entirely. Anyways, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed it, I'm sure you'll enjoy some of the others on screen as well, and hopefully, I'll see you Wednesday.